Billy John. What's up, truth seekers, truth tellers, and everyone stuck in the middle? You're locked in with me, Billy John, on Beyond the Ice Wall, Billy John's Forbidden Frontier Files. The show where we don't just question the map, we rip it up, burn the edges, and sail straight past Antarctica into the lands they never wanted you to know existed. Today we're going full throttle on the biggest story nobody in the mainstream will touch: why Jamie Foxx, Kelly Osbourne, Jim Carrey and dozens more A-listers have vanished, come back looking like completely different people, and why the official story of health issues, or weight loss, is the weakest cover ever invented. Some say clones. Some say body doubles. Me, I say they're not being replaced, they're being relocated to continents that don't exist on any globe you've ever seen. Stick with me for the next 20 minutes. By the end you'll never look at a red carpet photo the same way again. Let's dive in. 210 Segment 1. The pattern no one wants to admit, Billy John. First, let's look at the evidence staring us in the face. Jamie Foxx, summer 2023. Hospitalized, serious medical condition, radio silence for weeks. Comes back, different jawline, different energy, different eyes. Fans immediately. That's not him. Kelly Osbourne. Drops 50+ pounds in months, face completely restructured, voice even sounds off. Ozempic, they say. Sure. Jim Carrey, the man who used to be rubber-faced chaos, suddenly looks hardened. Different posture, different stare. The guy who once joked about everything now looks like he's seen the end of the world. And it's not just them. We've watched this with Kanye, Britney in certain eras, even some politicians. They disappear for weeks or months, then reappear, refreshed. But the refresh is too perfect, too symmetrical, too manufactured. The clone, replacement crowd is half right, but they stop at the lab. I'm taking you past the lab, past the ice wall, all the way to the other side of the map. 5:30 Segment 2. My theory, flat Earth plus hidden colonies. Billy John. Here's the part the globeheads are gonna hate. The world is flat. Antarctica isn't a continent at the bottom of a ball, it's the ice wall ringing the entire plane. And beyond that wall, continents. Real ones, lush, resource-rich, untouched by the chaos we're living through. The 13 Illuminati bloodlines, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, DuPonts, all the way down the list, aren't just rich families on this side. They're the descendants of the original inhabitants of those outer lands. They've always had the maps, they've always had the passages through the ice. They've always known, and who do they bring with them when the clock runs out? Their own blood, the celebrities who've been initiated, blood-tested, and proven to carry the lineage. Jamie, Kelly, Jim, they're not random stars, they're distant cousins in the bloodline network. That's why they get the golden ticket out. 8:45 Segment 3. The Jim Morrison proof, Ray Manzarek's own words. Billy John. Don't believe me? Let's go straight to the rock god evidence. Ray Manzarek, Doors keyboard legend, wrote a book in 2002 called The Poet in Exile. In it, he gets mysterious postcards signed, J. Tracks them to a remote island in the Indian Ocean, an island that's basically off every official map. And there he meets a man living in total peace, who claims to be Jim Morrison. Ray never said it was fiction. He said it was the answer to the question he gets asked more than any other: is Jim really dead? Think about that. 1971, Jim dies in Paris. 30+ years later Ray is writing about meeting him on an island beyond the known world. That wasn't a novel. That was a breadcrumb. Jim was the test run. The first celebrity bloodline member escorted to the safe zone. And if they did it for Jim in the 70s, imagine what they're doing now with private jets, submarine passages, and tech we can't even imagine. 11:20 Segment 4. Artificial wombs and the Illuminatis. Great work, Billy John. Now let's talk about how they're actually pulling this off, artificial wombs. The elite have been perfecting ectogenesis, growing babies outside the body, for decades in secret. This is the great work the alchemists and Illuminati bloodlines have been chasing for centuries, creating life without the mess of natural birth, perfect genetic copies, zero defects. Why do you think so many of these celebs suddenly go off-grid for months? They're not in rehab. They're not filming. They're in the outer continent facilities watching their own clones gestate in glowing tanks. The clone stays here to keep the public calm. The original bloodline member boards the transport and heads to the safe lands. It's elegant. It's evil. And it's been happening right under our noses. 13:50 Segment 5. The nuclear reset and Georgia Guidestones connection. Billy John, and here's the why. Why now? Why the rush? The Georgia Guidestones. Those 10 commandments in granite that said, maintain humanity under 500 million. They weren't suggestions, they were the countdown clock. One of the stones even had a hole drilled straight through it so you could watch the North Star, or maybe something else moving in the sky they never told us about. The guidestones are gone now, blown up in 2022, but the plan never died. The bloodlines know a nuclear event is coming, not if. When. Whether it's false flag war, asteroid cover story, or their own controlled demolition of the current system, they're not sticking around for the fireworks. So they swap in the lab-grown doubles, pack the originals onto ships or through ice wall gates, and let the rest of us fight over the scraps. The outer continents are their nose arc, radiation-proof, self-sustaining, already stocked with everything they need for the next 1,000 years. 1640 rap and call to action. Billy John. So when you see the next celebrity, glow up, or mysterious disappearance, don't ask, what happened to them? Ask, where did they really go? They're not dead. They're not cloned against their will. They're home, with their real family, on the other side of the ice wall, sipping whatever the Illuminati drink while the rest of the plane burns. If this episode lit a fire under you, do 3 things right now. Share this with one person who still trusts the map. Drop, ice wall, in the comments or reply on X so I know you're awake. Subscribe or follow. Next week we're going deeper. The actual flight paths celebrities are using and the whistleblowers who've seen the gates. You've been listening to Beyond the Ice Wall, Billy John's Forbidden Frontier Files. I'm Billy John, and I'll see you on the other side.